Well, that now brings us to our Theocratic Ministry School. So I'd like to invite the participants to join me on stage, and we will begin. You can begin by turning to 2 Chronicles 25 through 28. Brother Mark Carmen from the Loch Raven congregation and his group will discuss Bible highlights. Brother Carmen, please.
The record of King Uzziah in this week's Bible reading powerfully illustrates the proverb, pride is before a crash. His example is very sobering. It reminds us that even after serving Jehovah for decades,
Thank you very much, Brother Carmen, and all your commentators. If you friends noticed, Brother Carmen, and that applies to elders and servants, did not make a talk out of the material. It was only 4 minutes, so instructions, including for 2011, is the principal objective, help the audience appreciate why and how the information is of value. So go back in the publications and dig out something that would be helpful to our congregation. And if all of us comment 30 seconds or less, you can say a lot in that time, can't you? Look at how many commentators can share. Here we had about 12. So in your congregation, we hope that the brother stays within 4 minutes, allows many more to comment. That would encourage all of us to be able to prepare ahead of time and have a chance of being able to make an expression. So thank you, Brother Carmen, very much, and your group. Let's now give attention to Brother Marcus Douglas from the Loch Raven congregation. His reading is 2 Chronicles chapter 30 and verses 13 to 20. Brother Douglas, please.
And they proceeded to gather themselves together at Jerusalem, a numerous people, to hold the festival of the unfermented cakes in the 2nd month, a congregation very multitudinous. Then they rose up and removed the altars that were in Jerusalem, and all the incense altars they removed, and then threw them into the torrent valley of Kidron. After that, they slaughtered the Passover victim on the 14th day of the 2nd month, and the priests and the Levites themselves had been humiliated, so that they sanctified themselves and brought burnt offerings to the house of Jehovah. And they kept standing at their place, according to their rule, according to the law of Moses, the man of the true God, the priests sprinkling the blood received from the hand of the Levites. For there were many in the congregation that had not sanctified themselves, and the Levites were in charge of slaughtering the Passover victims for all that were not clean, to sanctify them to Jehovah. For there was a great number of the people, many from Ephraim and Manasseh, Issachar and Zebulun, that had not cleansed themselves, for they did not eat the Passover according to what is written. But Hezekiah prayed for them, saying, May the good Jehovah himself make allowance for everyone that has prepared his heart to search for the true God, Jehovah, the God of his forefathers, though without the purification for what is holy. Accordingly, Jehovah listened to Hezekiah and healed the people. So the sons of Israel that were found in Jerusalem held the festival of the unfermented cakes 7 days with great rejoicing, and the Levites and the priests were offering praise to Jehovah day by day with loud instruments, even to Jehovah. Moreover, Hezekiah spoke to the heart of all the Levites who were acting with fine discretion toward Jehovah. And they proceeded to eat the appointed feast for 7 days, sacrificing communion sacrifices and making confession to Jehovah, the God of their forefathers.
Thank you, Brother Douglas. We enjoyed that very much. You have good poise and dignity. You told me earlier you'd never been on the assembly program before, but it didn't show. Obviously, you've been a very good student and did well in the ministry school, and that includes reading. Reading is one of the most important qualities in our teaching, because why are we giving talks if we're not using the Bible, and it should be read properly? Lesson 1 begins with accurate reading. And sometimes some of us add words, take away words, but I thought you did very good and accurate reading. Pronunciation of proper names. Sometimes we view that's a mountain we can't climb, but there's simple pronunciation guides if any of us need it. On page 91.3, major rules that can help us pronounce the far majority of proper names. And as far as I detected, you pronounce them properly. And when we do, it doesn't distract the audience from mispronunciation, so that's good. You were also very good at pausing. Pausing, it refreshes. It's like at the end of a paragraph, verse 20. That means there's a change of thought or speaker. So why not pause? Just like you come to a stop sign and before you turn, there's a change of thought. Why not pause? You were giving attention to warmth and feeling. That has to do with reflecting emotions and how you feel about it. So you're making good progress that way. As the speaker speaks in a firm, direct way, our emotions can go up and they can go down, like in verse 18, when Hezekiah prayed, may the good Jehovah himself make allowance. It'd be a milder, kinder expression. So as a young man, you're making good progress on that too. So thank you very much for a very good, well-rounded out reading. Now we give our attention to our sisters, Sister Phyllis Towns, Sister Miss. Anyway, I thought this was an excellent ministry school. Don't you agree? So once again, we thank all of our participants, and now let's hear from our chairman.
Thank you, Brother Sobieski, and all ministry school participants for that model school. Let us now stand, if your health allows, and praise Jehovah in song. Song number 85, entitled, A Full Reward from Jehovah, is based on Matthew 19:29. After the song, please remain standing for several announcements. Song number 85.